What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am your keeper of truth, and WrestleMania is here, baby! WWE released the official video of the set for the stage, and I couldn't be any more excited about it. It looks incredible with that huge pirate ship and the big LED boards. We're finally getting to a place of normalcy here with wrestling, so I cannot wait to watch night 1 and 2 for WrestleMania just based off that alone. But with that being said, let's get into my WrestleMania night 2 predictions. All right, to kick off my predictions for night 2, let's get started with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. We have Shayna Baszler and Big defending their championships against an unannounced team. Now, if you watch my predictions video for night 1, you will know that I said that either Naomi and Lana or Natalya and Tamina are going to win that Tag Team Turmoil match tonight during night 1 and go on to take on Shayna Baszler and Big on night 2. So with that being said, I have either one of those teams actually dethroning the current tag team champions. I think it's time to move on. We've seen enough of Big and Shayna Baszler on our TV that it's just time to move on. It's time to get over it. Maybe have them implode and you can have Shayna Baszler maybe attack Big or something like that. Like they threw Reginald in the mix as well, and I'm really not feeling it. And I think that the way that it's going right now, it probably seems like Natalya and Tamina is more of the WWE choice that they'll go through, but I wouldn't mind seeing Lana and Naomi get that big win either as well. So those are my predictions for the first one, and as long as the current tag team champions are dethroned, I'm a happy guy. Next up, we have Matt Riddle defending his United States Championship against Sheamus, and I really want to go with Sheamus on this one. I really do. I think that Sheamus would be a great United States champion right now. The guy's been putting on some of the best matches we've seen in WWE time and time again lately. But unfortunately, he's just been on this huge losing streak. And if the match is important, he doesn't end up winning it. And, you know, with that and on top of there already being a lot of title changes in my predictions, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Matt Riddle will retain his United States Championship here. Mostly off of that alone. I don't think that WWE is going to change a lot of the championships on night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. So I'm going to go ahead and have Matt Riddle retain his United States Championship here. And I think it'll kind of add, you know, a little bit of prestige, a little bit of legitimacy to his reign, knocking off Sheamus. And at the end of the day, I still think that he has a lot of longevity in his United States Championship reign as well. He's only really been the champion for about 48 days. So I think he has a lot left in him. I think there's a lot more interesting matches that could be going on here with him. And, you know, the night after WrestleMania, maybe we'll see some NXT call-ups. Maybe we'll see some people from SmackDown go on over to Raw or something like that. Maybe even some returns, some debuts or something like that to even open up the pool a little bit more for challengers for Matt Riddle. When it comes to this next match, I really have no clue what to expect. And it seems like maybe WWE doesn't even know what to expect at this time either. But next up, we have Big E defending his Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews in a Nigerian Drum Fight, whatever the hell that is supposed to mean. As far as I know, at this point in time, it's just supposed to be some sort of no disqualification match. And this one is really up in the air for me. I'm having a really hard time legit picking a person from this one. I could really see Big E retaining here and, you know, actually doing something with his reign as Intercontinental Champion, because the moment that he's won it, he's pretty much been defending it against Apollo Crews every single time. I think that this is going to be his 6th or 7th time defending the Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews. Now, on the other hand, I could also see them giving the strap to Apollo Crews. Just like I said, he's challenged for it 6 or 7 times. The guy has a gimmick change now. He's got the Nigerian accent. He's got a whole new presentation to him. So I could definitely see them giving the strap to him as well. But I'm just going to go with my gut feeling on this one, the same type of way that I feel about the Matt Riddle and Sheamus match. I just feel like there's a lot of other important title changes that are going on, that they're going to probably keep some of them the same just to make sure that every championship isn't changing hands. So for that alone, I'm going to go with Big E retaining his Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews once again. And I don't care who the winner is here. I don't care who the loser is here. After this match, I just want to see these guys split ways, and I don't want to see another match between them for quite some time. This next match is one of the ones that I'm actually really looking forward to seeing at this event, but unfortunately, with the way that Sami Zayn is booked, I'm not quite sure that this is actually going to be a very good match. You know, someone in my chat today pointed out something very good. They said that in this time right now, Sami Zayn is more of a character than he is a wrestler, and I kind of really agree with that. It makes a lot of sense. Sami Zayn isn't putting on the caliber of matches that he used to and stuff like that, so I'm really not sure what to expect from this next match. And if you didn't already guess, this next match is Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn, and somewhere, somehow, Logan Paul is going to be fitting into this match. I heard from a rumor saying that Dave Meltzer was potentially thinking that Logan Paul would end up being the special guest referee for that. I have no clue, but if I had to guess, I would say that Logan Paul is probably going to take some sort of bump from either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. More than likely, I would say Kevin Owens. And with that being said, I think that Kevin Owens is the clear winner of this match. He has a lot to gain going forward from this. And Sami Zayn, like I said, he's just a character. He's just kind of a joke right now. He's not really doing anything crazy in the ring. This is all about some huge conspiracy that WWE is holding him back and attempting to screw him over whenever they have the opportunity to do so. And, you know, with all of that being said, prediction for this match aside, I really hope that Kevin Owens gets the opportunity to jump off of the pirate ship at Raymond James Stadium. He's been talking about it ever since before WrestleMania even happened last year. And unfortunately, because of COVID, they weren't able to perform at Raymond James Stadium. So Kevin Owens resorted to jumping off a giant WrestleMania sign that they set up in the Performance Center last time. So I really hope that he gets that opportunity to do this. There are going to be two giant pirate ships on this one. I'm not sure if he can legitimately jump off of either one of them, but I really hope that he's able to, and I really hope that we get to see it, and it captures this amazing WrestleMania moment that we're all looking forward to seeing. Next up on the card, we have our second women's match of the night. We have Asuka defending her Raw Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. Now, I think this one, unfortunately, is another one that is a no-brainer. I have Rhea Ripley dethroning Asuka and becoming the new Raw Women's Champion here. Asuka's run has not been that great with the championship ever since she got it. It's been very, very bad. And we all know, I've said this a million times, that WWE has really sacrificed their Raw and SmackDown women's division, the singles division, to try to get over those women's tag team championships. And it really hasn't worked. And Asuka's championship reign has really, really suffered from it. There has not been a lot going on. She has not defended that championship a lot. She was out and injured for a little bit as well. So it'll be really sad to see Asuka's run come to an end like this. But I just think that it has to happen. I think that Rhea Ripley as the Raw Women's Champion will be able to at least be a start to help revive the singles division on Raw. And hopefully it'll be a change of pace and we can get some new exciting matches, some new exciting feuds going forward. And the division can be elevated. You know, maybe we'll see some debuts or maybe even some huge returns. One of the guys that works very high up at WWE, I can't remember the title off the top of my head, but his name is Nick Khan. In a recent interview, he said that Becky Lynch is coming back sooner rather than later. And then he also said that Ronda Rousey would be returning to the company as well. So those are two huge names that could be returning to the company. I don't necessarily think they'll return at WrestleMania, but it is always a possibility. But with that being said, since Becky Lynch is with Seth Rollins and they just had a baby, I would expect her to be over on the Blue brand, but that could definitely leave Ronda Rousey to return to Raw and kind of shake things up over there at some point. I'm actually still very shocked that this next match didn't get a stipulation added to it. It is just a regular old wrestling match, and that is The Fiend taking on Randy Orton. I cannot believe it. I really thought that they would attach a gimmick to this, maybe some sort of Firefly Funhouse thing, maybe some sort of thing to do with fire and all that, but they did not, which leads me to believe that this match is just going to be a squash match. So I have the Fiend just absolutely destroying Randy Orton in just a couple of seconds, maybe under a minute, not very long at all. He is just going to absolutely destroy him here. And there is a rumor that this is not the end of the road for this feud, which is really unfortunate because this has dragged on for way too long. And I don't think that I want to wait another month to see it end at Money in the Bank or whatever the next pay-per-view is. But unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen. But with that being said, I am very excited to see what they do with the Fiend's entrance at WrestleMania. I cannot wait for it. They supposedly have drones and they're going to be like capturing the entrances with all of that cool stuff and all this new technology. So the Fiend is going to be epic. And we also don't even know if he's using the same music, if he's going to have the same styled entrance or not. He's been burned to a crisp and he's all kind of different now. So maybe even his wrestling style is going to be a little bit different than it was before. So for me, more than anything, it's just kind of the story here, the character development with the Fiend. I'm very interested in seeing what happens with him afterwards as well. You know, he used to be the Fiend Bray Wyatt, but now they've dropped the Bray Wyatt part from it as well. So he's just officially called the Fiend. So I don't know if we're going to not see any more Firefly Funhouse episodes and all that stuff. So maybe they're going to change it up drastically. And I can't wait to see it. I really can't. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event match of the night. Headlining night 2 of WrestleMania is Roman Reigns defending his Universal Championship in a triple threat match against Edge and Daniel Bryan. This one could literally go any way. I see the upside in Roman Reigns retaining his Universal Championship. I see the upside in Edge becoming the new Universal Champion. I see the upside in Daniel Bryan becoming the new Universal Champion. This one is really crazy. I hope that this match is absolutely incredible. It has to be. It has to be with the caliber of guys that are in this match. But if I'm being honest with all of you, I think that this match is a triple threat for a reason. Unfortunately, I think the reason that Daniel Bryan got added to this match was to take the pinfall. And I think that Edge is going to beat Daniel Bryan to become the new Universal Champion. I think it makes a lot of sense. You have Edge return to the ring for the first time despite having a career-ending injury. Not only does he return to the ring, he gets an opportunity in the Royal Rumble, but he has to overcome the odds as he enters from the number 1 spot. He goes all the way to win the Royal Rumble and then gets to main event WrestleMania to get a shot at that Universal Championship where he's going to reclaim it. It's the ultimate comeback story. From being forced to being retired from the company, all the way to becoming the face of the company again, to have that world championship around your shoulder. I think that it is the perfect story to be told here. Unfortunately, it means that Roman Reigns has to lose. He has to. But at the same time, if you want to take a step back and realize that Roman Reigns kind of had the same odds, right? He was Universal Champion, and unfortunately his leukemia came back and he had to relinquish that championship, and he was gone for quite a while with a very, very serious illness. He was able to overcome those odds and come back and be on top of the world. Roman Reigns is one of the best things in wrestling right now. The guy is absolutely on fire. Daniel Bryan has had this story as well. He always is told no, you cannot be in the WWE. No, you're too small to do this. No, you will never be a world champion. No, you will never be the face of WWE. He's done it all. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns have already had their comeback stories. It's time to let Edge have his, and he can pass the torch to someone else later down the line. So in a perfect world, here's how I would have this go. Edge defeats Daniel Bryan to become the new Universal Champion. Edge brings back the World Heavyweight Championship and replaces it with this god-awful Universal Championship that we have. He goes on to feud with Cesaro later down the line. Cesaro dethrones Edge to become the new Universal Champion. And meanwhile, since Daniel Bryan is the one that cost Roman Reigns his championship, he goes after him first. Why? Because Daniel Bryan made the family look like a joke. He disrespected the bloodline. He disrespected the family. He took food off of the table for the family, and Roman Reigns needs to handle that business more important than anything, because that Universal Championship will always be there. So once he takes him out, he can enter that scene once again. I think that is the perfect story to play through here, and I hope that it happens. And it will be crazy if Edge wins and becomes the Universal Champion. It's literally unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. So that is my pick for this one. I have Edge walking out of night 2 of WrestleMania as the new Universal Champion. As always, before I get out of here, I want to say thank you to all of you guys for tuning into all this content I've been putting out. It's been a really crazy week. It's been very busy. There's been a lot of wrestling content, but you guys have still been here for all the post shows and all the videos, so I can't thank you guys enough. With that being said, you'll have to let me know what your guys' predictions are for night 2 of WrestleMania down below in the comments. I'm very interested in seeing what you guys are thinking about these matches as well. There's lots of titles on the line. Lots of titles that can change hands, so it'll be very interesting to see how things go forward. And, you know, I want to see what you guys think about mostly the United States Championship match, the Intercontinental Championship match as well, and, of course, the Triple Threat, because those ones I feel like are kind of up in the air. There's a lot of different possibilities and routes that they could go with them. So I would love to see your guys' thoughts and your ideas behind who you think is going to win and why and what's going to happen afterwards and all of that good stuff. I will, of course, be going through the comment section all day, sporadically throughout the day, and be replying to each and every single one of them. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys think. And, you know, like I said, before I get out of here, I just want to thank you guys once again for all of your support. It means the world to me. So anyways, I will see you tonight for the WrestleMania Night 1 post show. Have a good rest of your night, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Peace. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks.